we have one more segment, and it's a fun one. It's called What's Trending, and we'll look at a few things that are trending online, and we'll talk about if it's an overreaction or an underreaction. The first thing that's trending, are the Panthers making a mistake by not tanking? What do you think?
No. No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm still not 100% on like the Teddy Bridgewater is the future of the Panthers train, but I mean, I don't think you can watch what Teddy Bridgewater's done this season and not be like, yeah, he should be their quarterback next year and maybe the year after that. He's just looked, I don't care you can say whatever about the system. He fits the system. That's what he's a quarterback's supposed to do, fit well in the offensive coordinator system. That's their job. So ignoring all the talk about that, I think Teddy Bridgewater's looked great. And I think you tank if you feel like you don't have a quarterback you trust. And I think there's time for the Panthers to find whether or not Teddy's the quarterback of the future. And tanking for Trevor was not something Matt Rule was ever going to do. So no. I think if they can play well, I think you play well. And tanking is just not what this team is doing. So, no, I don't think it's a mistake.
I'm not a believer in tanking either. I don't really think that helps you really in the long run. I don't think even if Teddy's not in the immediate future, I don't think that the Panthers necessarily have to get a quarterback this year. I mean, Teddy was signed to a 3-year deal. So and he could still prove, Teddy's 27. So he could still prove, he could still continue to get better and prove that he is that quarterback. I don't think he has now. I think he still has some steps to go. But they don't have to tank, to get better. Usually you can really get some good draft picks in that first 16 picks. But I don't think they need a quarterback this year. They could wait, and you never know what may happen. The next one is, and this is a funny one to me, are they better off without Christian McCaffrey?
No. I mean, what I will say, I think this is a funny one, and like in all seriousness, no, I don't. But like, I do think we're getting on the point where, there's the whole part of Twitter and the internet where it's like, don't pay running backs. And I do think the Panthers are in a weird spot here where like, it looks bad, like just objectively, like if you're looking at number stuff, it does look bad how much money they're paying Christian McCaffrey when Mike Davis is doing a great job. Like there is something to be said for that. But I do think in the long run, Christian McCaffrey is a once in a generation kind of player. He's just so good. And Mike Davis is not Christian McCaffrey. So
yeah. You come on now. That's an easy one. Christian McCaffrey is a top 5 player in this league. He's super young. He's going to be good for years to come. But I think, the injury was a blessing in disguise for the Panthers because they know that he's not indestructible, no matter how well he takes care of his body. And he does take care of his body, but he's not indestructible, and you can't run this guy into the ground. That's what the Panthers kind of did with Cam Newton. They let him take too many hits, and he ended up being injured for 2 years, and now he's not with the team. So, I think what the Panthers need to do is find a way to use Mike Davis without reducing the role of Christian McCaffrey. And, I think that this will certainly help. But the Panthers are in no way, shape, or form better off without Christian McCaffrey.
I do think, though, I will say quick that, like, the best thing about Christian McCaffrey's injury is that they're seeing really what they have in Mike Davis. And when you look at what Christian did last year, like, obviously the 1,000 season is incredible and really cool that he was able to accomplish that, but he was on the field too much. Like, I know Joe Brady said he thought that was a fair use of him last year and all that, and Matt Rule has said similar things, that they thought his use in 2019 was appropriate. But like you just said, the wear and tear, use Mike Davis, let Christian go off at least up during the drive, like let him take a breather. Like, I think finding out that Mike Davis can do that and do it very well has been a huge thing for this team going forward.
Yeah, and Christian is almost as effective as a decoy as he is a player. Like, people put so much attention to him, so they can do a little bit more of that too. And And the last topic really isn't one we don't have to discuss much, but it was very funny when Panthers offensive lineman right guard John Miller discussed why he had the nickname Big Boosie. And I'll let you hear to this audio of him telling this story.
So a little history of where the nickname Big Boosie come from. That I was given that name in high school. At the time, I was on JV, and I came out there with a haircut. I don't know if y'all familiar with the rapper Lil Boosie, and he the way he wears his hair it's kind of like a fade, if you know what a fade is. And so I walk out there with a fade, and they're like, yo, like, well, you got that same haircut as that rapper Lil Boosie. And he was like, but you big as hell. We can't call you Lil Boosie. We gonna call you Big Boosie. And that's kind of how it came about.
I was just dying laughing. I was just imagining like my high school classmates like talking to, just giving this nickname to this one big guy on the field. And then I was just picturing it so much. So it was a hilarious story for me. By the way, he added his fade was not high. It was not a high top fade. It's fairly low. And he didn't have any parts in it. So he kept it pretty simple. So I think that's important to know.
He was telling us how he calls Russell Kuhn ridiculous. And I just think he was very entertaining yesterday and someone who we don't talk a lot about. So he was a great little Zoom press conference.
That's our show. Thanks for listening to Panthers Tracks. If you like this podcast and want to see more projects like this, please subscribe to the Charlotte Observer's Sports Pass, where you get unlimited digital access to our sports section with our current deal for 99 cents for each of the first 3 months of your subscription.
That includes coverage of the Panthers, Hornets, NASCAR, UNC Charlotte, all high school sports, UNC Chapel Hill, Duke, NC State, and more. You can find the Sports Pass at charlotteobserver.com/sportspass.